In last week's episode, we talked quite a bit about the building blocks of building a successful technological solution choice and all of the different things that you need to do to make sure that you're prepared to make the right decision. In today's episode, we're going to bring it home and allow you the opportunity to understand what are the things that you need to do to make sure that you are not only selecting the right solution, but that it is going to be successful. Stay tuned until the end of the episode where we bring it all home and make sure that you are not going to make the technological mistake that over 70% of different survey respondents said they made, where they were unhappy with their selection and wish they could go back and make the choice again.
The next step that I would tell you to consider is to understand, what does the timeline look like? How quickly are you looking to um, make a decision and start to move forward? What is that process? What is it that, and I would tell you, back to phase two or step two, is to ensure that your team understands the process and how quickly you're looking to do it. Why are you looking to do it for this time frame? We've got a drop dead date of X, and we need to work backwards from X because that partner is going out of business, and we need to make sure that we do this, or whatever the circumstances might be. What is that timeline? And I would encourage you, as you're building out this RFP process, to send that timeline to the vendors. Hey, the RFP is going to be issued on X date. On Y date, you need to get your questions responded to. Then you need the proposal with all of the answers submitted by this date. Then we're going to review all of those answers and cut it down from 5 vendors to 3 vendors. And then the next phase is typically doing presentations to ensure that you understand what it is from those 3 vendors that you've selected. And then typically you are going to decide and negotiate. Some RFPs go down to, hey, we're pulling in 2 different vendors. Sometimes they come down to 1 different vendor. But at the end of the day, making it very clear so that you and your team are not spinning their wheels, and the partners are not spinning their wheels to throw together something. If it's not real clear, put that in writing and make sure that everybody understands what it is that you are looking for and what your timeframes are. If you haven't already found it, CBS Northstar developed a ebook on how to build an RFP, and we'll link that in the show notes. But at the end of the day, it has a sample timeline. So if you're looking for one of those, I'm sure you can download that ebook or even just put it into ChatGPT, and it'll say, what's an RFP, a sample RFP timeline for X, and it'll throw together those 8 same steps that I just talked about. And the next step, and this is step 5, is to structure your evaluation and scoring. What's going to score higher or what's going to score lower in each of these circumstances? We know that everybody has their own needs and they have their own desires. The marketing person wants something that's easy for marketing so that their marketing intern can go post to social and understand what's going on. Finance wants to make sure that it integrates with the things that are going on with their financial model, and that it's going to be able to post and it's not going to create extra work for them. But every one of these things needs to be in there. And what does the success criteria need to be? Who are those constituents that we need to? Because just saying that all of it needs to be there, including all the nice, sexy bells and whistles, unfortunately, really hurts this RFP process. So you need to make sure that there's certain non-negotiables that get taken care of. And then you're going to go look to, what are those new things that potentially can be done in order to make sure that you find success? Who is the most important? You know what? We need to be able to make sure that we can sell food, we can calculate taxes, we can send orders to the kitchen, we can prepare food for guests, we can have online ordering going, and we need to keep our loyalty and gift card providers up and going. Those are the most high priorities when you're replacing a system. Then you start to look at some of the bells and whistles and all of the cool AI stuff that you might be able to do, but force rank those things and create consistency. Going back to phase 1 and setting that vision casting, make sure that the entire team knows how we're going to rate these things, because not only have you sent out these responses to the potential partners, but you also need to, during the demo process and during the presentation process, you need to be looking at those items so that you can ensure that the team knows, what are, my ranking from 1 to 5? Am I ranking from 1 to 10? What does success look like, and what are the right things that you need to be doing, and create consistency across the board? Because again, the person in marketing, the person in operations, the person in finance, and the person in IT all are going to have different views, because their work, the work that they do and the time that they put into operating and running your business all matter. And they need to understand where they stand and how are they ranking this marketing solution? How are they ranking this loyalty solution? How are they ranking this IT solution, online ordering solution? Ensuring that you've got consistency across the board. We found way too many people have not had that in place before they started getting presentations of the solution. Step 9 is to schedule presentations of the solution. Those presentations oftentimes, and again, we've shrunk it down to 1 or 2, maybe 3 vendors, getting a demo. I would start with a demo and I would tell you, don't allow the vendor to only show you a PowerPoint. Make sure they start with a PowerPoint or a Canva presentation and then go into real life examples. I would tell you, go create some of the same scenarios that you know the solution that you're trying to solve for is challenging. I need to be able to do real time sign up for loyalty in the store on the guest check. What does that look like? Again, you're looking at a loyalty solution. I need to be able to make sure that it's very clear in my kitchen what's dine in, what's takeout, and what's third party to make sure that they are going to show up for my kitchen staff so that I can execute, because right now that might be a problem. So go through the pain points of why you're looking at the solution and make sure you've got examples that during the presentation that somebody in the room is going to ask for those things. And again, back to something I said earlier, make sure that they're written down, because if they're not written down, you're going to forget and you may miss an opportunity where you thought you had asked that vendor, but they didn't. I would tell you, bring in the people during these presentations that are the ones that are going to use the system. Bring in those people, the managers, the cooks, those people, to make sure that they are seeing what's happening and they can also get you the feedback as to what's going on. The better you can get those demos down to real life scenarios and understand what it is that they're looking for, the more critical and the better success you're going to have. Step 7 is to start to decide, after you've gone through all of these processes, have an internal meeting to pick who it is that you think you're looking for. Partnership in our business is something that gets thrown around quite a bit. And I would tell you that finding a partner that can work with you to understand what it is that you're trying to get accomplished and work with you, because features are great, product is great, but it's hard to make these decisions. And so understanding that whoever it is understands your business and wants to work with you is huge. Understanding culturally where they're at. How much do they understand the industry? Are they somebody that's a fly-by-night, a Silicon Valley company that's come in and said, I want to go do the restaurant industry? They're going to come in and create a product that's really, really cool, and then they'll be gone in 6 months, and now you're stuck without a solution? Or are they in it to win it, and have they been here for the long haul? What is their roadmap? What are the partners looking for from an innovation perspective? And can I be part of that solution? Can I have influence over what are those things that they're looking to do? Do they have a mindset of serving the restaurant industry? Are they open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Friday and Saturday nights are when you always have all of the problems and now you can't get a hold of them? What is it that makes sure that they're going to be able to continue to service you? So as you're going through those partnership conversations, get examples, ask them for references, have them give you the idea that says, yes, we are going to be in there for this, which goes really into references. I would tell you to go figure out who their clientele is and go ask for references, which is step 8. Validate what they're saying works. Those 5 or 6 questions that are the hard things for you to do, ask those people. Don't just say, hey, do you like them? Because the vendor's not going to give you somebody that doesn't like their solution. They're going to give you somebody that loves their solution. But if you're trying to solve for that kitchen problem that I talked about earlier, give them that example and say, how would you have dealt with this? What are the things that happen in your business? What are the things you don't like about it? Because no technological solution is foolproof. No technological solution is not going to have problems. Every one of them out there is going to have problems. But if the problems that they have aren't relevant to your business, then most of it doesn't matter. And so I would tell you, pressure test those references. Ask them real questions, not just about how great it is. Go visit some of their sites if it's at all possible. Go walk in and talk to the operators. Go ask for a tour. Have them go walk and talk to somebody that's not on the reference list but works for that brand. How is it that go use the experience? If it's an online ordering vendor, it's an in-store loyalty solution, go to that brand and use it. See what happens and use the product the way that you're going to now implement it and see what happens. Honestly, I would tell all of our listeners as you're going through this process to be careful not to get, starry-eyed that, hey, we're really excited to launch the solution, and they sweep things under the rug, because at the end of the day, we all know in the restaurant tech space that we're not perfect. And I would tell you, The most partner driven and the most trusted partners out there are those that say, hey, we can't do this. We are working on it. This is what it looks like. We want to be able to solve this problem for you. But today, probably not something you're looking for. Ask those questions of not only the references, but also ask at trade shows, ask at the store. Do the legwork to make sure that you're not picking a solution that 6 months from now you're going to be frustrated, like those 3 out of 5 partners out there that feel like they picked the wrong solution. Step 9 is to negotiate the contract. How long is the term? What are the terms and conditions? What are the things that you need to do to make sure that you're getting the best deal, but that it's a win-win? Because just you winning as a restaurant and having the partner not win or having the operators not win, it's not a solution, because ultimately it could hurt both sides of the partnership. And now you'll have bitterness from that vendor if they're not also winning. Verify that the contract is what you agreed to. What are the things that you agreed to? Hardware, software, payment processing, support. What is the master services agreement going to look like? And is it in alignment with what happened during this RFP process? What are my costs going to be? What are the renewal terms? What's the term of the contract? How long am I locked in if this doesn't work? What is the SLA? How quickly are they going to solve a problem if there's a problem within the restaurant? How quickly do they have a plan if you decide to move forward with them? What does that plan look like? These are all part of the negotiation processes that you need to be going through with each of the vendors. Again, writing an RFP and going all the way through these 9 steps is huge to ensuring success. And so I would tell you, do not skip any of these steps, because unfortunately, we find way too many people out there that don't follow these steps, these 9 steps, and they buy solutions that don't solve their problems. So we'll run through them one last time. Define your goals, build the right team, write the right RFP, set a realistic timeline, evaluate it with a written scorecard, test real life scenarios, choose a true partner, verify those with references, and finalize the contract negotiations. I know this sounds like a lot, and it is a very structured approach. And many of those listeners out there are like, I don't have time for this stuff. But ultimately, as we like to say, if you get this process right, you're going to be satisfied with the solution that you're looking for, and are going to ultimately get, at the end of the day, to the place that you're looking to for both your guests and your staff and you as the owner. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the Restaurant Technology Guys show on YouTube, as well as we have a podcast that posts weekly to understand the world of restaurant technology and how to continue to grow your business. Because at the end of the day, technology is a part of everything that we do, and the solutions are found out there in the market. Running the proper RFP process is going to help you to make sure that you make the right solution. Thanks again, and have a great day.